I think what Bart has been able to do is leverage his love of science to make really important discoveries.
Some of that, I think, is born just out of the innate curiosity, the thrill of the chase, of discovering something that no one else has ever known.
That's the cool part. So if you find something and nobody's ever found before, or understand something that's nobody's understood before, it's sort of I don't know how much better it can get than that.
Bart is definitely a recognized leader in Wnt signaling and how it relates to the biology of the skeletal system.
So it's a funny name. It's WNT. It's a pathway that's often mutated in human cancer. Really, activation of the pathway causes all colon cancer, or 95% of it, and many other cancers. And then it controls how stem cells work. So you also need to understand it in terms of regenerative medicine.
Looking through the drawer in our home desk for one of the cords to plug into one of my devices, right? There are a dozen different cords that fit to 10 or 12 different devices, and there are different things that happen as a result. That's a lot of what goes on in the Wnt signaling pathway. There are many different signals, and getting the right signal combined with the right receptor for the right outcome, that's what's going on in his exploration of the Wnt pathway.
His scientific experiments have essentially all derived from his innate sense of curiosity, his fearlessness as a scientist, and his ability to go in the direction that the science is leading him, rather than steering the science in the direction that he wants it to go.
He is well known in the bone biology field, but that's not where he started. He started in cancer research. And one of the curious questions about certain kinds of cancer, breast cancer and prostate cancer, is that they metastasize to bone. Well, why is that? And it was Bart's exploration of that metastasis question. Why do certain cancers go to bone? Led him into thinking, well, what's going on in bone that matters? And his discoveries then changed the direction of his research field into explorations of bone biology.
People with my background in working on Wnt signaling weren't working on bone biology as much back then because we were all working on cancer. And so the willingness to sort of change fields or adapt to a new opportunity really opened things up. And so we started working on that, collaborating with people throughout the world. We collaborate with Matt Warman's lab at Harvard still for 20 years now.
The Wnt signaling pathway in bone is anabolic, meaning it increases the amount of bone that people have. So by understanding how this pathway works, companies have been able to create therapies that increase bone mass, that can prevent osteoporosis in aging individuals, improve fracture repair in younger people with complicated fractures, and be used to successfully treat other diseases that are affected by this pathway. For example, cancer is also impacted by the Wnt signaling pathway without damaging bone.
I had the opportunity, because of my knowledge in Wnt signaling and bone biology, to consult with companies. I'm on some scientific advisory boards that are developing therapies for that.
What Bart's been able to do is help these companies come up with more precise ways of treating cancer without harming bone, or improving bone without increasing the risk for cancer.
But it's really to provide the raw material for biotech development, for the development of new therapies, and then for the clinicians to then come in and utilize that knowledge to benefit patients.
Another thing that I think Bart does is he's pretty selfless. So he provides a lot of guidance, reagents, ideas to those around him, helping their science to be better.
Bart was one of the members of the committee that conceived of the graduate school and brought it into being. Bart is a very thoughtful mentor of young scientists.
So that's very gratifying too, to see not only your own research, but also train people that go on and do research after after you and contribute in other ways as well.
Bart is a five-tool player as a scientist. He's a creative thinker, he's a critical reviewer, he's a thoughtful mentor, he's an effective administrator, he's a dedicated servant.
You can't ask for more than being recognized by your undergraduate institution for doing something that was judged to be important. Certainly is something I'm very proud of, and the fact that so many family members have had Carroll experiences makes it even more of an honor than it already is.